What's up, guys? Welcome to Pátzcuaro. Hola, buenos dias. I am at the bus station in Morelia on my way to Pátzcuaro. My bus leaves at 11. It's only an hour ride. Super excited to see Pátzcuaro, and I can't wait to get the day started. See you in Pátzcuaro. Okay, I have just arrived and I just checked in. Here is my hotel room. Okay, nothing fancy. Bed and TV and a nice little desk. I appreciate the water and I really appreciate that. Little tiny bathroom. And wait till you see this stunning view. I mean, come on. Okay, first place I'm gonna go check out is the Plaza Grande, which is the big square here that supposedly is the second biggest square in all of Mexico, second only to Mexico City, Zocalo. I could use a coffee and a little treat, even though it's almost lunchtime. I have not eaten anything yet today. Here we go, Pátzcuaro. I got my cappuccino mixed with cocoa and cinnamon, and this pastry called a cuernito, which means little horn, and it is filled with a type of pastry cream. Perfect. With my view of the Plaza Grande, and this guy who just ruined my shop. And this lady too. Not the best pastry I've ever had, but I'm Italian, so the bar is up here. The Plaza Grande, also called Plaza Vasco de Quiroga, is the town's main hub. It's large considering the size of the town and is surrounded by beautiful old ash trees and colonial-style mansions. There's even ground speakers around the square, pumping out festive tunes. Okay, little history lesson. So, Pátzcuaro was at one point, for a short time, the capital of the Purépecha civilization, and Purépecha is also a language, and it is spoken in this area by 200,000 people. In this area, the Purépecha had a big civilization that was one of the only civilizations that the Aztecs were not able to conquer. The Spanish arrived here, and when the Spanish conquered the Aztecs, or the Mexica in Tenochtitlan, the Purépecha heard about this and were like, we're gonna just surrender because we saw what they did to the Aztecs. But that was a big mistake on their part, because they sent this Spaniard in who was very cruel to the Purépecha and tortured them. In fact, he was so cruel that he was sent back, and the Spanish punished him and arrested him. And then they sent in his place a very wise man, a judge who was very well read in the writings of the Enlightenment, and his name was Don Vasco Quiroga. He set up kind of a cooperative kind of village based on the readings that he had read, and was very good to the Purepecha. And this statue behind me is a statue to Quiroga. And in fact, a lot of places in Pátzcuaro and around Pátzcuaro are named after him. So he's viewed very favorably, Quiroga. All right, let's go check out the church, which surprisingly is not on the main square, which is very unusual for Mexico. I'm surprised to see a bunch of Americans that seem to live here, as I'm hearing them talking on the street and walking their dogs. Can't get away from the gringos. They're everywhere. The most important church in Pátzcuaro is the 16th century Basilica de Nuestra Señora de Salud, or Our Lady of Health. Built by Quiroga over a Purepecha ceremonial site, the neoclassical facade came later, in the 18th century. Quiroga had planned on a much more grand cathedral with 5 naves, but the Spanish crown thought it inappropriate, so it only has 1 nave. Worshippers pay homage to Our Lady of Health, represented by a 16th century statue made of corn paste, often approaching her on their knees. Behind the altar, the faithful leave tiny medals of body parts that they hope the Virgin will heal. At the entrance to the cathedral lies the tomb of Don Vasco de Quiroga. Hola, ¿tienen enchiladas? ¿Sí? Ok. Sí, de pollo. Gracias. ¿Qué quiere ver? ¿Cómo funciona? Oprima este botón para grabar. Sí. Ahora se puede ver, esta es lo que has grabado. ¿Qué vendes?
Gorditos, matas.
¿Gorditos? 1. ¿Cuánto es uno? 35 por uno? Okay, I'm gonna try these enchiladas, which are very different from what I'm used to. The chicken is on the side and on the bone, so I guess I'm using my hands for that. And inside the enchiladas are potato and salsa. But it looks delicious. And I have a buddy here accompanying me while I eat. Very good. ¿Y qué hay adentro en la gordita? ¿Son masa y qué más?
Nata.
Oh, nata. Ok, perfecto. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mucho gusto. ¿Vendes mucho o no?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Ayer me traje 10 y hoy también.
¿Ayer qué?
Me traje 10 bolsitas y hoy también.
Oh, fine. 10 bolsitas. Son 35 pesos por 10. 350. ¿Verdad?
Sí.
So that kid sat with me for like an hour. And I talked to him for a while. He lives in Pátzcuaro, but not close to the center. With his parents, his 4 brothers and sisters, his aunt, his grandmother. I said, do you go to school? He said, no. I said, do your brothers and sisters? He said, no, none of us go to school. I said, who makes the gorditas? He said, his parents. I said, what do they do? Do they work? He goes, no, they sell too. And his brothers and sisters sell those gorditas all day. You know, that is the way it is.
The Plaza Chica honors Gertrudes Bocanegra, an unusually educated woman of the time and hero of the War of Independence. Born in Pátzcuaro, she aided the rebels in the capture of the city and served as a messenger for the insurgents. She was executed by the Spanish for treason in 1817, lecturing her executioners before she was shot. Buenas, esta va al lago. ¿Tiene cambio de 100? Gracias. Gracias. Okay, on board this boat to go to Janitzio, which is an island in the middle of Lake Pátzcuaro, and I'm the only one on it, which I'm shocked because I heard this was like a super touristy thing to do. I guess maybe on the weekends it's a lot more crowded. Let me explain what this place is. So this island is completely, it's an island in the middle of the lake, not connected by any roads or anything. You have to take a boat to get there. And it's all indigenous Purépecha people who live on the island, from what I've read. But there is a gigantic statue of Morelos, who you know who that is if you watched my video on Morelia. If you didn't, go watch it. But he is a hero of the Mexican independence, the war for independence from Spain, and he died a martyr, and he is revered all throughout this area. And Morelia, the city of Morelia, is named after him, Morelos. So there's a huge statue of him that you can climb up to the top of, which I'm going to attempt to do, even though I just recovered from COVID. Still waiting. Coming up on 40 minutes. Waiting. A few more people on the boat. There seems to be different boats for the people who live on the island. Those boats fill up pretty quickly and keep leaving, while I guess I'm on the tourist boat. The engine has started. So there's supposed to be these fishermen here with these huge nets, and I guess because it's so late in the day, they're not here. And also, it's 6 o'clock, and he just told us the last boat is at 7. I don't know if an hour is enough time to climb up to this monument and climb into it. Anyway, poor plan on my part. This was a great idea after COVID. Well, I made it to the statue, being harassed by people asking me for money the whole climb up. I don't know if I'm gonna go in. I want to, but I'm kind of dying, and I don't want to die here. Check it out. So there was no one selling tickets when I entered. And when I got in, I told the guy there's no one selling tickets. He goes, yeah, we close at 6, which it's a little after 6. But the internet says they close at 8. So he let me come in for 10 pesos, which I gave him 20 and told him to keep the change. Really fucked this one up, trying to get to the top and get back to the boat by 7, or else I might be trapped on this island. Winning. It's tight. Ooh. I'm here. I made it. I'm in Morelos' head. Back down. At least there's hardly any tourists here. I can imagine this is normally, from what I read, a tourist like jungle. So by coming this late in the day, I avoided that. I got to run up the statue all by myself and have it all to myself, which, you know, is great. Disadvantages, there are no fishermen that supposedly still use the traditional old nets to catch fish, although they're really not catching fish because there aren't any left. They just do it for show because the lake is contaminated. So I didn't get to see that and I had to rush. But other than that, I kind of think I won with this coming this late in the day. Glad I planned it this way. I keep scraping my finger on my jeans pocket on this trip and keep bleeding. So, you know, I heard different opinions on coming here. Some were like, you know, it's really cool. Some were like, don't bother, it's a tourist trap, it's not even nice, blah, blah, blah. I'll leave that up to you. I'll tell you what, if this was full of tourists and climbing that statue was full of people, I would not have liked it at all. But coming here this late with nobody here, I enjoyed it. Hello, can you see me? It's pitch black and I'm in the middle of a lake in Mexico. Now he turns on the light. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get a colectivo back or not, but I lucked out and there was one waiting right here. Winning! Okay, I am here in a nice restaurant called La Surtidora. I read that I should try the sopa tarasca, which is what I got to start with, and it is delicious. And I also ordered breaded fillet of fish that sounded good. So that's nice. That hits the spot. I love fried fish. I love fried anything. Food there was very, very good. I am gonna go to bed because I am tired. See you tomorrow. Buenas noches. Buenos dias. Day 2 in Pátzcuaro, having a cafe latte here, staring at the Plaza Grande and hoping that the Danza de Viejitos is going to happen, which is a traditional dance from the purépecha, the dance of the old men. It's a beautiful day. Feeling okay? Let's do it. Okay, well, the girl at the cafe told me that the dance doesn't start till like 1:30, so I'm gonna go check out a couple things and then go back. Let's check out this library. It's closed. It's only open Monday through Friday, and I won't be here, so I guess we don't get to see that. Let's check out La Casa de Once Patios, which I tried to go to yesterday, but that was all closed up too. That should be open. Gracias. The Casa de Once Patios, or House of 11 Patios, was built in 1740 as a convent housing Dominican nuns. Prior to the convent, it was the site of one of Mexico's first hospitals, founded by Quiroga. The complex gets its name from the 11 patios it once contained. However, renovations over the years have decreased that number to only 5. Today, it houses various small artisan shops on 2 levels, each specializing in a particular regional craft. Hola, buenas tardes. Las plumas son 30. Son 30, cuesta 30. ¿Usted lo ha hecho? Ok. Qué bueno, gracias. Be sure to check out the 16th century bathroom, complete with a bathtub that once had hot and cold running water, a rare luxury of the time. Close by is La Iglesia de la Compañía, a Baroque relic of the 16th century, whose clock never chimes at 12 noon due to a legend that the hour marked the death of a Spanish royal. A display of creepy-looking statues depict Quiroga and the natives of Pátzcuaro. This is called a Juan Colorado, which is a drink made with charanda and a little bit of grenadine and a little bit of soda and lemon juice, and it is very good. After a delicious appetizer and salad, I got enfrijoladas, corn tortillas stuffed with cheese and veggies and smothered in a bean sauce. Enfrijoladas. Number 2, this one is called Lindo Michoacán. And sí, es muy lindo. And I'm gonna be drunk. This was the best meal I've had here. It was so good. Totally recommend this place, Doña Paca. And I met an American woman here who I talked to the whole time here through dinner, who now lives here. She's retired, and she is going to take me to a couple places now. There's a mask museum that I didn't read about, so she's going to take me there and a couple other places. nieve de zapote. Nieve literally means snow. De zapote, which is a black kind of fruit that is somewhat similar to a fig. Muy bien. And here's my new friend Dina. Dina, what do you have?
I have a tamarind ice cream.
Tamarindo.
Tamarindo cono de...
Which in English is tamarind? Is it tamarind?
Yeah, and I actually have some tamarind at the house. They're basically a dried bean that you put into water and you soak for about a week, and then you can eat them.
And it looks like we've lucked out because we see the dancers here.
Hola.
Es para ti.
But
So-
it's an egg, and then they've glued paper around it for Easter and for Mardi Gras, and we simply litter. Ready?
Go for it. Aha. It's all confetti inside.
legs fixed, and he's really good. He's wonderful. So now I have wonderful legs, right? But I've had them for all of 15 minutes. And then I have to come down this damn thing like this after getting my physical therapy done.
Perfect.
And it's just so maddening.
If you can make it.
Yeah, but this is my physical therapist.
Perfect.
Dina took me to a lovely little cafe that doubles as a unique little museum. The history of the family that owns the house turned cafe is displayed, but it's the antique-filled rooms that make this place a great spot to explore, as the rooms are all set up as they were in the early 20th century.
Como éramos felices cuando andábamos así y estábamos contentos, pues contentos hasta el fin.
The 16th century Centro Cultural was once a Jesuit school, and today showcases exhibitions from local artists, like this one, Migrant Butterflies.
Se fue, hasta llegar al olvido. Se fue, llevando en sí mi vida.
Probably the most photographed building in Pátzcuaro, el Templo Sagrario, with its centuries-old wall of arches, dates back to 1693, but was completed 200 years later. For that reason, its architecture is a hodgepodge of different styles. This was the original church that housed Our Lady of Health before the Basilica was built. Its parquet floors are original, as evidenced by the squeaks.
Éramos inseparables, nos veían tanto así, pero nadie se dio cuenta que era muy fácil mentir.
To end our day, we walked to what the locals call the Stairs of Death, leading to a spot overlooking the town.
We can do it.
Are you sure?
Se fue, hasta llegar al olvido. Se fue, llevando en sí mi vida. Se fue, dejando.
And that's gonna do it for Pátzcuaro. I really enjoyed this town, and I hope to visit it again. Hasta luego!